So what is CERN, right? CERN is the European Organization for Nuclear Research. It is the world's largest particle physics laboratory, and it is located on the France-Switzerland border near Geneva, down underground. So what do? They run tests, and there are thousands of scientists and researchers who are a part of this. They built a machine called the Large Hadron Collider. It is the largest particle colliding machine in the world. And essentially, I'm dumbing this down for myself because I'm not a scientist, but scientists smash particles together at lightning speed. And it is this huge underground tunnel, and they study the fundamental building blocks of the universe. And the internet was actually invented at CERN so that scientists could communicate with one another, and they've been making other discoveries for years. Now again, do I understand all of the science behind this? No, absolutely not, but that's not what we're talking about today. CERN and that big particle machine is shut down right now. It is in long shutdown 3 for maintenance and for upgrades, and it will be shut down until 2030. These are shutdowns because they are going to upgrade the machine. They are going to make the machine, I guess, better. And basically for these next 4 years, they're going to be doing these upgrades, and all the upgrades are going to be necessary for what they have planned in 2030, which will basically be a new and improved version of the machine that can produce 10 times more atom collisions. And CERN has been shut down before. There was a long shutdown for 2 years between 2013 and 2015. And then long shutdown 2 was 3.5 years long. It wasn't supposed to be that long, but it was delayed a little bit during COVID. That long shutdown 2 was between 2018 and 2022. Now it's shut down again. Now, the official story is that this has no impact on humanity. Whether this machine is shut down or turned on, doesn't impact humans, doesn't impact how we feel, doesn't impact the environment, nothing. But people on the internet are having doubts about that. Some people say that when CERN shuts on and off, we jump timelines, which explains why there are so many Mandela effects or people remembering things differently. And people are noticing differences in how they feel, how the clouds look, animals, etc. So this has been all over my For You page lately. Take a look.
So CERN is the biggest manufactured human-built machine that basically is like underground, and it is ginormous, and it runs in this big circle. And basically they have 2 tubes inside of it and put atoms that go like this, right? And then they push them at the speed of light, so they crash in together and then blow up and then look into it. Okay, that's basically like the main basic version of what this is. It's underground in Geneva, Switzerland. It's like, I think it's like 200 kilometers underground. I don't know, something like that. And it is ginormous. It is the biggest man-made machine. What I believe, and a lot of people believe, but apparently some people on the internet don't know how to use Google or do any sort of research on their own, is that every time that CERN shuts down, we are jumping timelines. Okay, so like when CERN is essentially messing with space and time, and they're opening these little, they call them microscopic black holes that can be safely closed. But essentially what it's doing, and what we all think it's doing, is it's opening up portals to jump between space and time. And when it shuts down...
You know why they shut down CERN for 4 years? It's not why you think. Every time they started CERN up, something crazy would happen. It seemed like every time they powered on the Large Hadron Collider, or LHC for short, there would be a new Mandela effect that popped up. The most recent Mandela effect everyone noticed was this: Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. All remember Charlie opening up a chocolate bar to give it to his family when it was a dud that didn't have the golden ticket. When people go back to rewatch it, he opens up a moon pie. That never happened. At least not in the timeline before CERN started. Apparently when CERN opens back up in 2030, they are literally going to double the amount of experiments. Which means we can expect all new shifts in our reality and way more Mandela effects. As always, thank you for watching. Stay weird.
Welcome back to the timeline where the sun is yellow and the Fruit of the Loom logo has a cornucopia and the evil queen says, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all." You had to go on a little detour timeline for a little bit, but you're back.
I the only one that has noticed since CERN has went offline the changes that have happened? I mean, the Fruit of the Loom cornucopia is now all of a sudden back. Chick-fil-A is now C-H-I-C-K again instead of C-H-I-C. Bob Dylan is back and alive for some reason after CERN shut down.
What?
But one that has me really tripping out is Bewitched. Now I'm a Gen X. I watched Bewitched growing up with my parents, but if you remember, she twitched her nose and made things happen. Now she moves and twitches her mouth. The Energizer Bunny, have you seen the new Energizer Bunny mascot? That thing is creepy as all get out. Time has slowed down again. Remember, time was going by really fast. Things were accelerated. Now time has eased back. And I have talked to people that are reporting no more lucid dreams, no more headaches. Can we just keep CERN off, like, for good?
Okay. So this is what the internet's saying, right? Do I think that CERN shutting on and shutting off is having an impact on us millions and millions of miles away? No, I don't. I don't think that this has any impact. But people in the comments of all of these videos were saying that, well, some were agreeing, some weren't. On the Willy Wonka thing, people are like, you're just remembering this wrong. He did have a moon pie, whether you're remembering the first movie or the second movie, the remake with Johnny Depp or not. So people are debunking that. The one that gets me, this Mandela effect, is the Chick-fil-A, because I firmly remember it being C-H-I-C. I can't hear you in my ear.
I totally agree.
Oh,
That's
I can
how it
hear you
was.
now. So, and then I also remember it being C-H-I-K. But I knew that chick was spelled wrong. It wasn't spelled like chicken. And maybe you guys can tell me in the chat if you agree with me, but I never thought that Chick-fil-A was C-H-I-C-K. I believe that that's how it's spelled now, but I think that they changed it. The company says no. Same with Fruit of the Loom. Fruit of the Loom says nobody ever came up with a cornucopia logo, like we're all crazy. I firmly remember a Fruit of the Loom cornucopia in the logo. But people are saying now that trolley gummy worms have eyes now. I never remembered that. And basically, these Mandela effects are a phenomenon where people share a collective false memory. And they say that this misconception likely stems from our brains associate, or this is like what the Fruit of the Loom company said, that we associate fruit with cornucopias, so therefore that's why we remember it. And I don't believe that at all. Do you remember the Fruit of the Loom logo, the cornucopia? Because I do. And I feel like a crazy person.
Definitely got a cornucopia.
I agree with that. And I don't know what the company would benefit from lying. Like, what would they get from lying?
Maybe it was a rebrand and there was an older logo.
But why wouldn't you just come out and say, yeah, we changed it?
All press is good press, right?
Companies change their logos all the time. Someone in the chat said Berenstain versus Berenstein Bears. Yeah, exactly.